all so much for coming out tonight to see us. I think everybody on the tour does. I know personally I love being down here on the coast. I always have a great time. I asked them to try to end the tour on the coast sometimes, but they got to get me up early tomorrow, and that's never a good thing when I'm down here, because I like to have fun with everybody. But I tell you what, it's great. It's a great honor. Thank the city of Biloxi for making it Dan Mullen Day. I'm probably the first Yankee ever to get their own day in Biloxi, Mississippi. This is a big first, so thank you so much. And you can tell the mayor, I mean, he's probably just joined the philosophy, if you can't beat him, join him, so he's jumping on board. It's great to be down here. I know if you look around, I don't want to leave a lot of people out. I know because I've coached one former player here. I know we have a lot of great players from the coast. Are you the only one that I know here? Sean Broccoli, you're right up here in the corner. I know we got a lot of things going on, a lot of great things going on at the university, and a lot of great things within the football department. Coming off a great season last year. And one of the things that's kind of scary, and it's a challenge that we have for everybody, that I have for the football team this year, that I have for our fan base, our student body, that I have for everybody, is to keep it going. It's really hard. I know we've worked really hard. A big philosophy I have in my life, if you can achieve anything in this life, you can achieve anything in this world, if you're willing to sacrifice and commit yourself to being great, and you want to work as hard as you possibly can, you can achieve almost anything. And our team did that. Our team, and Sean was a part of it, and all our other guys on our team were a part of buying in, believing what we were trying to do and what we're trying to build as a program, and winning football games. And we did that this year. The work they put in was unbelievable. The commitment was unbelievable. And the thing that gets me a little bit nervous, and our fan base. I'll tell you what, our fan base, if you were at games, if you came to games, if you have season tickets, I thank you. Did an unbelievable job. I know when I first got hired, the big question was, boy, coach, if you win a lot of games, you're going to sell out the stadium. And I said, it really doesn't work that way. It actually works in reverse. If we sell out the stadium, we're going to win a lot of games. And that's what we've done. So our fans, everybody has put in the commitment to have a great year, to keep the Egg Bowl with us, to get this nice trophy over here from the Gator Bowl. Hopefully the first of many, many more to come. But for us to do that, we need to continue taking the next step. I know a lot of our players, and that's our big concern. We have a young football team this year, and we have experience. Guys have played, but we're young. And with young, and I mean a little immature of a football team, that they are now for the first time getting patted on the back, told how great they are. I told them, wow, you know, we loved last year. That was the best thing ever. And they think, yeah, I'm pretty darn good. Our fan base saying, hey, you know, I wear the gear. We're kind of good now. I got my flag out in front. I got my season tickets. But we need to continue to work harder. So if you see our players, when they come home, all our players from down here on the coast, kick them in the rear end. Say, you know what? Yeah, you did good last year. That's nice. Get back to work. What have you done for me since then? That was last year's team. This year's team, shoot, the year's almost half over. What have you done in this year's team so far? As a fan base, continue to do it. Bring more people. We need to have an enormous waiting list. I want the biggest waiting list in the SEC to get season tickets. That it is the place to be on Saturdays. I want you to put more flags in front of your house. Wear Mississippi State gear more. Put on more maroon. Ladies, it's an in-fashion style. My wife goes out. You can go to White House Black Market. They sell maroon in White House Black Market. There's not even a maroon in the title. It's an in color. It is an in color. So get out and put it on. Because I've had some people come and tell us. I had a high school coach come up and say, you know the amazing thing I've seen in this state? And he's an alum of the school up north. He said, the most amazing thing I see now is this excitement that you've created. It seems everywhere. I don't see any T-Sun sweatshirts around. He said, but I do see Mississippi State gear everywhere I go. It's like there's only one school in the state. And you know, we took a lot of pride in that because you have done that. We have created this atmosphere of excitement, created this atmosphere of pride in the school. It's resulted in success on the football field, in baseball and basketball, in the classroom academics, in the university growth. So many exciting things going on. But the challenge is we can stop after all the hard work we've done and try to relax and put our feet up and say, oh, yeah, we got some nice trophies now. We've arrived. Okay, that hard work was worth it. Well, that hard work's just begun. That hard work has just begun for us. We need to take it to another level. We're going to try to take it to another level on the football field this year. Our work can be done, I'll share this with you, our work will be done after we've won our 3rd consecutive national championship. At that point, I'll let us be calling down a little bit. And then I'll come move down here on the coast with you and I'll just go out sailing every day. That'll be enough for me at that point. But it is, no, we have so much more to accomplish. And this year's team is young. They need to continue to work hard. We have a lot of good players on the team from the coast. I know with Sean here, Chris White just being drafted into the NFL from down here on this, J.C. Brignoni, some of the older guys that have led us, some young talent coming in next year we're really excited about. And some in between that I'm excited about. This is a great area for us. A lot of pride. I love being down here in the state. I love being down here on the coast with everybody. But we want to keep this going. We want to keep it going and take the next step in our program, the next step to success, the next step to being a champion. And that takes all of us. That's going to take a lot of hard work for us to get to Atlanta this year. The most amazing thing, and I know we have beautiful views here, so it's not always the best analogy, but some of the best views anywhere you go in the world happen to be at the top of a mountain. And I think the good Lord set it up that way because He wanted to make sure that if you put in all this hard work of climbing all the way to the top of the mountain, you'd be rewarded with a beautiful view. Well, if you take that same approach in football, if we want to get to the top of the mountain, there are no shortcuts. There's no easy way to be there. It is going to be a long, hard, consistent climb. We can never lose our momentum and start falling backwards. We have to keep scratching and climbing. And guess what? The higher and closer you get to the peak, usually the steeper and steeper and steeper it gets. The harder it is, the more dangerous it is. And it's dangerous in our football program because now we have success. We've handled adversity before and struggled. We've handled the adversity of having the chip on our shoulder saying, hey, we're going to go out and prove you wrong and show you what we can do. Now we're at that steep part. Now we're at the danger where we have to come out and say, we have to prove you right. We have to prove you right that we are a top 20 team. That we can compete for SEC West championships, that we are the sleeper team or whatever they're calling us this year that's going to find their way to Atlanta. We're going to prove you right that we can continually win and become a championship program and make everybody in this state proud to be from Mississippi and to be a Mississippi State Bulldog. So, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I don't know, you want me to answer any questions? No? Kind of loud. I'll answer a couple questions. If you got a question, yell it out loud. Yes, Sean Broccoli was a pain in the rear end. Next question. Sorry. He's a bigger pain in the rear end than Broccoli was. No, Dylan Favre's doing good for us. He is a pain in the rear end. Reminds me a lot of me when I was in college. And my college coach will tell you the same thing about me. But working hard, loves to play, still growing, still developing within the system. But it's great. Our quarterback position, because of Dylan, it adds to that competition. When you have competition, it leads to improvement. And right now we have 4 quarterbacks that can play in the Southeastern Conference. And that's creating a lot of competition, which is creating a lot of improvement throughout the position. Vic, I'm expecting Vic to be an all-SEC player this year. You know, I don't think you have to... I've never once had to ask Vic to work harder or go harder. And, you know, that is a fabulous thing. Even with a team that is not full of maturity that we have now, Vic's not one of the guys you worry about. You know Vic's going to give you everything he has every day, whether it's in the classroom, in the community, in the weight room, or on the football field. He's going to give you everything he has. And, you know, he's what we want our program to be all about. Linebackers. Well, we got some talented linebackers on the team right now. The problem is they're just very young. You know, we have a lot of SEC talent linebackers. We just need them SEC ready this fall. You know, we have a lot of guys that will be great players for us down the road, they're just not having the luxury of time to develop. They're going to be forced to play early on this season, and they're going to go through some growing pains, but they have the talent to be really good, so we hope they step up pretty fast. Offensive line. The offensive line, the great thing with the offensive line, it'll look pretty similar next year than it did this past year. I know we lose JC and we lose Derek, and when the ones roll out there on the offensive line, it's not that big a difference. Quentin Salisbury will move into center, and you got Tobias and Gabe Jackson at guards, and Addison Lawrence at right tackle. So you have 4 guys that started games last year. The left tackle spot, you're not going to replace Derek Sherrod, because he's the first round draft pick we've had in 10 years at Mississippi State, so I don't have a ton of them just lined up to run in there. I wish I did, and hopefully within the next couple of years we'll have tons of first round talent. So that first group is going to be all right. Those guys will compete, and they'll fill in adequately where Derek was. It's when the second group comes up, that's where we're really young and inexperienced. So if we need to stay healthy on the O-line so the younger guys have time to develop and grow to step into their position. Is he going to throw it? Yeah, if he has to. I like to run the ball. Trust me, I got a lot of compliments from coaches with big smiles on their face, and I can't believe you took the ball and ran it 42 times right down Florida's throat to kick their rear end in the swamp. So I don't mind doing that either. And they said the best part about it, an NFL coach said, I watched that game with a big smile on my face. He said, because you know what? You just ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball, and there was not a thing they could do about it. So that was fantastic. No, Chris has really improved his throwing this spring, taking another step forward, and I think the guys behind him really push him that way. He sees the quality of thrower that is behind him with Tyler Russell and Dylan Favre, that he had better step up his passing game to keep his job. Yeah, Chad's all right. He's doing good. Who?
Can we beat LSU this year?
Well, that's the plan. Are you all going to be there Thursday night? All right, I'll promise you this. If everyone here shows up and makes it as loud as they possibly can, we'll beat LSU.
Where's Jeff Richards?
So, recruiting's going well. We got some great kids in last year's class. Nick Redmond, Dee Arrington, Joe Morrow from right down here on the coast. We need to keep that going. Over the last couple of years, we've had some great players down here on the Gulf Coast area come up and play with us, and we want to continue that trend in the future. And all our assistant coaches, you'll be happy to know, are out on the road recruiting right now, proud as can be. I'm here recruiting you to make sure that you keep believing in our program and showing up and selling out season tickets and making Starkville, Mississippi the place to be. I know the coast is usually the place to be in the state, but on Saturdays in the fall, no one wants to be on the coast. They all want to be in Starkville, Mississippi, and you've done a great job doing it. Well, thank you so much for having us. It's great to be back here. I know this is a stop that I don't know if I get to demand where we go, but as long as I do, I'll always demand we get to make a stop down here on the coast at least once or twice or 3 or 4 times a year, so we can come down here and have a lot of fun and be around all the great Bulldogs we have down here on the coast. So thanks for all you do. Thanks for supporting us. Let's make next year better than this year was. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Go